Hello and welcome to Portman Road. This sound indicates an important announcement.
Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to a Thursday night special, a Talk To special. It is our Ipswich Town FC women's special as they look ahead to this weekend's FA Cup women's action against Billericay. Their first game since December, as I was looking on their website earlier. So what a way to reintroduce yourself to the Ipswich Town faithful, and that is by FA Cup action, of course, a club that is famous for its FA Cup exploits. Thank you all for joining me this evening. I can see many of you already in the chat. Jacob, Owen, Mike, yes, the famous April Fools. It has reached you, of course. Michael Finch, good evening. I don't know if he has got his bucket hat on. I mean, he should do. You're absolutely correct, but he did request that theme music for tonight specifically. He said, I want that theme, so he got the theme. As always, if you're not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, I'm stumbling over my words. Something happens to me after 9 o'clock. I need like 50p put into me because I just start to wind down like there, and I'm starting to trip over my words. But if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so now. You can listen to this back on any audio platform, obviously after the fact. But so you can take us out and about with you, because apparently we can do that now. We can go and see people. And if you're a bit antisocial like me, maybe you don't want to. I don't know. Anyway, joining me this evening as co-host is he is very happy this evening. He has been to his happy place. He has been, seen, and conquered. Cruncher, how you doing?
Evening.
Good man. Callie's got his trim book for tomorrow. I need mine done ASAP.
I think I'm on the 13th of April.
My barber's not taking bookings. He's not taking bookings. I'm going to have to get camping out for a week. But hey, first taste to action for the women this weekend. It's going to be a big game.
Yeah, well, tonight it's like I've been out the house since 3:45 this morning. I've only literally got in half an hour ago, so I've literally rushed around. Look, I've done my barnet, had a quick shower. Boys were back training tonight, you know. They've been 4 months sitting on their Xboxes, and they were finally out in the fresh air, running around, smiles on their faces. Fantastic.
Are you a coach for their team?
No, I was coach, but so
demoted you.
No, Archie went to a better team, so I'm just I'm the ref.
That is it.
I'm the ref now.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised you were. How's it working for junior football then, in terms of like coaches, parents being allowed? Are parents allowed to go and watch?
One per child at the minute.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one per child, but you can get around it a little bit if, say, someone wants to run the line, someone's going to ref. So I'll say I'll ref, and then that'll open up someone else's spot. But yeah, it's just nice to see him back, Martin. You know, it's been. Look, me and you, we've played football as a kid, and it's all I wanted to do when I was younger, go down, out with my mates, kicking the ball about. So, brilliant. Mike Brown, he's a coach, so he must be... is he back in the field?
I've got no idea.
Did he win the double? Was it the double? We
won it all. The quadruple, mate. The quadruple.
Oh, it was quadruple, was it?
They were in the Essex and Suffolk Border Leagues, but then they still won the Norfolk League. They were that good. So, you know, who knows? But a team that is back to action, Crunch, bringing it back to focus, is Ipswich Town women's team. First since December. That is correct, isn't it? Yeah,
it's a bit of a weird one, really, because I've been looking, and it's like, so some of the academy girls have been training for 8 weeks, yet the seniors didn't return until Monday. So I read Joe's bit on the ITFC women's website. It's like for selection for Sundays, a bit of a sort of tricky one, because he's obviously got girls who've been training for 2 months, and then he's got girls who've just literally come back. So,
well, we are joined by guests. Let's bring our first one in. It's Emma Wallis, which is Town Star. Emma, welcome in. How you doing?
Hi. Yeah, all good, thanks. How are you guys?
Very well. Crunch, obviously that point there you were making, so carry on. Now we've got somebody who's actually, you know, in the camp, as it were.
So I don't know if anybody knows who's watching, but Emma, do you want to tell everybody a little bit about sort of what you've been through, your journey, your story? Because it's an amazing where you've come from and where you are now. So just tell everybody what you've sort of been through.
Yeah, so I signed for the Under-21s Academy. I think that must have been about 3 seasons ago. And very early on, I basically ruptured my ACL on my left knee. So I think I must have played about 3 matches or something so little, which is about a year's injury. It's a long-term injury. You need an operation, and then you got to get back to full fitness. I was about a month, maybe 4 weeks from full fitness from that injury, doing non-contact training. So was pretty gassed to be nearly back, and then I did the exact same thing on my other knee. So yeah, not great, but that was about, I don't know, back last November. So it's been about 18 months since that one. And a few weeks ago, I made my return match.
So you had 878 days.
Yeah.
And then you returned against Chelsea, didn't you? You returned against Chelsea.
30 minutes against them. So I was very, very
How did you feel? How did you feel like going into that game? Because obviously, look, we all love playing football. I played football as a kid. When you've had something taken away from you for so long, and then on that day you're going to that game, turning up, that you're going to play, it must have been a great feeling for you.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have too much notice in terms of the games being scheduled for Chelsea, which as soon as we got told, it was in a couple of days. The initial first few days, I kind of freaked out a little bit. I was nervous. I was a bit of a mess, but all these emotions were coming. But then weirdly, I don't know how, but just the day of the game, I just managed to channel that. And I was just so excited, to be honest. There was no pressure, really. I didn't really feel it because no one's really got expectations. You've just got to play just for playing, haven't you? So,
how was that first tackle?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was a lot different for the first tackle in the first match back versus the first tackle in the first training session back. I think they were 2 different things because I actually started full training. I was back in December. So because there were no matches, I wasn't available for selection because there was no matches. So I actually was quite lucky in a weird way that I did have December, January, February, and most of March of full training, which played to my advantage.
So you've had contact in training, but I suppose it's a little bit different though when you're going into a game sort of situation, isn't it? A little bit.
Yeah, it is a little bit, but I think without that training, that probably length of training, I think I would have treated it differently. But it's so instinct, you forget about it at a certain point.
What was the first session? the first train session like then when you returned, and what was going through the emotions?
I kind of struggled a bit in the first probably month or two of full contact training because I was really kind of scared. I don't know if you could call it scared, but the re-injury, the fear was just so real. Anything, it would literally, I could get a knock on my head and I'd be thinking injury is such a possibility in a game. It could be not your fault. And it was the things out of my control that were freaking me out. Like if someone else would tackle me. Both of my injuries were both non-contact. I slipped and I changed direction, essentially. And so from that point of view, that was nothing I could do. But if someone's coming into you into a tackle, that's something that someone else has done to you. So I couldn't really grasp that.
See, I think you see a lot of knee injuries, Martin, nowadays when there's no one really near people. And it's how they twist if their studs get caught in the glass. I just want to ask you, you must have incredible mental strength to get over. Look, to get over one of them 100. Must be hard enough. But then to do the other knee, and then because what were you doing A levels at the time?
Yeah.
So how's that affected your sort of studies as well?
Oh, it did impact it. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna paint pretty pictures. It was horrible. It really was. And I was so excited. Just this brand new setup. The under-21s was so exciting, and this great league that we're in. And so the pre-season actually, I got concussion, so I was out for a bit of the pre-season anyway, and I just got back from that. And then so to get the first injury, as bad as it was, I could cope with that. That was sort of my level. But then the second one, you just hit rock bottom, and that's when it really started to impact school because it just felt like the end of the world. It really did. But I've learned some skills of how to overcome things, and I think it's definitely as horrible as it was. I'm going to use these mental strength skills or whatever you call it for the rest of my life, essentially.
Wow.
You must have a good support network around you with like your friends and your family. They must have really helped you because obviously, like you say, you've probably been in some really dark places for them like over 2 years.
Yeah, and I can only really appreciate them because I've probably taken it out on them without them really knowing that was probably causing my moodiness or my easily to snap at them. But no, they've been great. And as well as the girls at the club and the staff, everyone's been really good.
Wow, inspirational, really. Because I mean, 2 injuries on different, just the same but different, obviously different parts of the body. Wow, I mean, I can't think of it. Crunch. I mean, I used to play centre half. I mean, I'm used to dishing out kicks, not taking them. So I wouldn't say anything.
All I done, I broke my arm when I was about 4. So I think when you're a kid, you just don't remember it. But that's sort of going to be fresh in your memory. I would have thought for quite a long time. Sort of.
Yeah, but she's on the way back now. It's about positivity now. It's about the positive and about what's to come and the journey that's going to be her career. It's going to be something that's going to be.
So you played yesterday, didn't you? Did you play West Ham yesterday, didn't you? 1-3-0.
So we played West Ham. I think I got about 65, 70 minutes, which was the most I've had since ages. So.
And you come through okay? No knocks, no niggles, no nothing?
No, nothing.
There we go. Touch wood. Doing good. Good. Was it a good 75 minutes from your point of view? If you had to look back and review and rate yourself, and how do you rate yourself in that 75?
Yeah, so I actually earlier just watched the game back. I'm still building on. I think it was a very different game to I've played in. So I played in one against Chelsea, friend against them, and then I played another friendly. So this was the third one, and I think they were all very different. So it's kind of hard to compare. But I think this was probably my most relaxed on the ball that I've had. So yeah, we're building. It's still not nowhere where I want to be, but it's.
So have you got fixtures till the end of the season? Because obviously the senior team, this is their sort of season, isn't it? The FA Cup game coming up on Sunday, but you're still playing games, aren't you? You're in a league.
Yeah, so it's actually a bit confusing that I don't know exactly the answer to, but what I kind of understand is that we have got fixtures, some of which on the sort of website do come under as a league fixture, and some go under as a friendly, which I don't really get because it's a bit confusing. But yeah, essentially we have got fixtures, whether they count for anything or not, I don't know. But equally, it's a development league anyway, so it's not really, the results never really taken too seriously.
Okay, right. We have got a game to preview for this weekend, and we've got 2 more guests to bring in as well. Which one do you want to bring in first, Crunch? I'll let you dictate tonight.
Bring in Ian.
Ian, okay, Ian.
Hello there.
Poor old Kieran, he can wait in the cold.
He's in the car.
Ian,
He's in
In
the
his
car
car
now.
now, get warm.
Well, you might need to be getting those blowers on, Kieran. Ian, welcome in, my man. How you doing?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
Very well. Very excited to preview this weekend's football. Obviously, you know a lot about the women's game, and you heard Emma's story there, which obviously I believe you knew anyway.
Yes,
but from your perspective, as someone who's watched the women's game week in, week out, what does Emma's story mean to yourself?
Well, Emma is quite inspiring, really. What she's came through. I only started supporting the club when she was injured, funnily enough. But she's going to be like a new player to us now, like a new signing.
Yeah. You hear, it's an analogy you hear a lot, Crunch, but it's a true one in this respect.
So
yeah, definitely. So looking forward, how sort of far away, Emma, would you say you are from like the senior team? I know you're not going to be selected for Sunday. Is that right?
Yeah, so I'm kind of a third year academy, so we're in the sort of middle ground. I am dual signed to both squads. I think, yeah, it would be very optimistic. I want to be realistic in the sort of future for my place in the women's team, and I know that I've still got a lot to develop in terms of match awareness. It's been 2.5 years, so I still got loads to catch up on. I definitely want something that I want to sort of get involved in, but Sunday is it's optimistic. It's very doubtful.
Ian, we've got a quick question here from Lee saying, how many books have you got behind you?
Too many to count.
Have you read them all?
No, they're not all books. There's a lot of videos as well.
It's a great green screen. That's what you're going to tell me now. So you say you recently got into the game yourself, obviously when Emma first got injured. So how long have you been following the women's side of the football?
Couple of years now.
Yeah.
So 2019 was when we started. I had the first full season, and then no, it wasn't a full season, was it? No, it was the aborted season. Yeah,
well, the one where we were doing really well.
Yeah, the one where we were going to win the league, and and then obviously other things stepped in, and the FA decided they couldn't continue, and we were robbed of the championship.
They've recently also cancelled this season, I believe.
Second one again, yeah.
So as a fan, knowing how good this squad is, as a fan, what does that mean to yourself, and what do you hope the club do moving forward?
Well, we've got to, I mean, I know from rumours that we'll be applying for the spaces that the FA are talking about, because I mean it's an injustice to continue the way it was. I mean, it's pretty obvious that there was a great disparity in the teams in various leagues. I mean, when you're getting cricket score results, double figures. I mean, we won 2 matches on the bounce, 10-0, and you know, it's no joy for the opposition to turn up and get hammered every week. So, and there's no, you know, it's great for us fans because we're seeing the goals going in. So, you know, we're relatively happy from that point of view. Bit different to the men's team, of course, but you know, we need to be playing at a level that where the team are going to be challenged and moving on. I mean, we've got this objective. I mean, Kieran will probably tell you more about it. The 4-1 target of going from tier 4 up to tier 1.
Yeah, Joe was talking about it recently as well. You mentioned high-scoring games. You've got 3 of the last 4 games where we've scored 29 goals.
Yes, I know.
You know, if you include the Norwich game in there, it was scored over 30 goals. Crunch.
Yeah, we're a bit annoyed with Norwich because they were the only person to score against us this season.
Yes, I was just saying. Yeah.
You think though? You think that it'd benefit the other teams in the league at the minute, wouldn't it? If we get promoted, because like you're saying, when you're winning 10-0, yeah, it's all right. You're going to a game, you're seeing loads of goals, but as we want to progress, we've had Joe on before, haven't we, Martin? When he said it's like last season, the team stuck, they stayed. A lot of the girls. Now, if they had another season, hopefully they're going to apply for obviously that position. And you'd think because they're going to go on the last 2 seasons' results, your club structure, so you'd say there's a good chance that we would get it to go up, because them girls are going to think, right, if we don't go up this season, they're probably going to look at other teams, because they should definitely be playing at a higher level.
Oh, definitely. I mean, personally, I think we're almost as good enough for the championship. And that may sound a bit outrageous, but I think the team is not going to struggle in Tier 3. We've proven that last year in the cup run.
Yeah,
I mean, we won. We've beaten 3 Tier 3 teams just before we played Man City. So none of them touched us. So I don't think that we will struggle at all in Tier 3, and we must be favourites for pushing for promotion again.
Yeah,
so it's a shame that we're not doing it this year.
Yeah, so as a fan, you're firmly hoping they obviously do apply for those places.
Oh, definitely. Well, yeah, I mean, they've got to. Otherwise, where are we going if we don't get that? I mean, I can't see it not happening personally.
That'd be good news. Do you want to bring Kieran in to discuss more of that?
Yes, go on, and he'll tell you more than I could. He knows more than I do.
Absolutely. All right, Kieran, welcome in, my man. How you doing?
Evening. It's a bit cold out here tonight.
You've got a car, we do believe.
Where's your hat?
I haven't got my hat. Wrong night not to bring it.
Come on.
Anyway, big shout out. Just a big shout out to Kieran's got a birthday message. You can say happy birthday to him, Kieran.
Oh, Kieran.
Yeah, happy birthday to my mate Ben Maguire. 27 today, getting old.
Baby.
Getting old?
Getting old? What? Yeah.
No, I know he watches you guys quite frequently, so I thought, may as well get it in.
He knows his onions. Kieran's not got a hat on, Crunch, because he's got that New England pride, you see, and he can't let the cold beat him.
Well, I'm not really into American football. Emma, are you into American
football? Don't worry,
football?
it was Kieran, because he's an England Patriot fan. Don't worry about that. But
if you can sit in the stadium in New England in almost sub-zero temperatures with no roof, you can endure anything.
Absolutely. Ian was telling us about this 4-1. For the guys and girls at home, perhaps don't know about that, or just know a little. Tell us more about it from your perspective.
Yeah, so it's a process and a journey that we're currently on, trying to get from the 4th tier all the way up into the pro game, into the WSL. Obviously, with last season being stopped, it set us back a year. But we're still firmly on that journey, right to the very top. Obviously, we've launched a number of initiatives, True Blue being one, and it's a case of just everyone being able to play their part in trying to get us to where we believe we should be and where we know we can be. We are just scratching the surface of what this team can achieve. So, yeah, it's a long process. Obviously, we've got a little way to go, but we're making very good strides.
Absolutely. And you mentioned the True Blue there. For those that perhaps don't know enough about it, this is your chance to plug it.
True
so fire away.
It's a membership package similar to like a season ticket thing. So it starts from £5 a month. You can obviously pay more than that if you want to. Including the package, obviously you get access to every game in terms of, it's kind of like a season ticket. There's loads of other little things thrown in as well as part of the membership package. Blue as player ambassador, along with the sales department of the club, have done a remarkable job in putting it together. We've had, I think, just shy of 140 sign-ups this season. So in terms of us,
wow,
starting from the bottom, even at the bare minimum of £5 a month, that is a lot of revenue that helps us in trying to get to where we want to be. And although money isn't as important where we are at the moment, it will be at some point. So essentially, town fans can play their part in helping us get to where we want to be.
Absolutely.
You've been getting some good crowds, haven't you, down when you were playing at Felix, though? You've been getting, what, did you get 700 for a game down there?
Yeah. So when I first started, I started here 4 years ago, and we were playing in front of 30 people and a dog. And now we're playing in front of consistently high crowds. I think we averaged 229 last season. We've had the highest crowds in the division consistently for the last 2 years. No one's even touching us. And then for those Norwich games, like you mentioned, 7-6-1 and 6-6-7, I think hit, which was incredible. And then the 400 odd that came up to Manchester to watch us play City was, to get that away support for a women's 4th division side is unheard of. That we are so grateful to have such a passionate fan base that really do give us a really good backing.
We've got a quick question here from Callie saying, can you stream games? Kieran?
Yeah, we're looking into that. We'll probably be trying to provide that for the remainder of this season, whether that's for FA Cup games and friendlies. So this Sunday has been streamed by Billericay live on their YouTube channel, and there'll be live commentary as well. So you can hop on that and watch the game this Sunday. But for any games obviously that we host, or if the home side doesn't have the facility to do it, we'll definitely look into doing it so that people can watch the games as soon as they can't be at them.
Yeah. For those that are in the chat, there are 2 links now. One for the Drew Blue package. Go and check that out, and for Billericay's YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe to their ahead of Sunday. We are having our podcast earlier on this Sunday, so we finish in time for the women's kickoff game. Obviously, we're big fans ourselves, Crunch. We moved it earlier. But Kieran, as media manager, you must have been feeling just as much frustration as the ladies through this period, because you rely on them as much as they want to play their football.
Yeah, it hit us very hard. I think, we are like one big dysfunctional family in a sense, like all the staff get on so well. There's such a family aspect to everything about the club, and we all felt that pain last year when that title was ripped away from us and we couldn't do anything about it. But it's all about just kind of sucking it up, dusting yourself off, and then going again this year. We knew that we were the best team in the division. We knew nothing would change. So it was just a case of just going again and making sure we can replicate what we've done. And we've shown that in the very limited amount of games this season, that we're just a class above. And all being well, we'll get to play at a higher level next season.
It's a shame, really, isn't it, Kieran? Because you think you're probably 2 seasons away from where you really should be. If this, like last season, when you'd have gone up, and then you'd have had a decent chance in the division above. So we're sort of a little bit behind, I suppose, where you want to be at this stage. I know there's nothing we can do about COVID and that's just one of them things. But hopefully the league will see sense this season, and look, we should be promoted, shouldn't we? Really?
Yeah, it was a frustration, but once again, it was one of those things that, because it was out of our control. I suppose in a way it kind of made things easier to deal with. I think if we'd maybe gone to the end of the season and say some team had pipped us by 1 point on the final day, it would have hurt a hell of a lot more.
That was not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't going to happen, was it?
No.
No, we were flying at that point. But yeah, it's just a case of you just got to go again. You can't do anything about it. You just got to focus on the job ahead and trying to make sure that you don't make it 2 years without that success being taken away. So yeah, there was a bit of hurt between the staff, the players. Joe felt it an awful lot, and we've all bought into his vision, and he's always trying to remain positive with everything. So yeah, but we've gone again this year, and fingers crossed something will turn out well for us.
Talk to me about Charlie Baxter. Obviously, this will be his first game, right, as assistant?
Yeah, well, he's been involved with the academy games that have been going on. Obviously, was there yesterday for West Ham, but I mean, it's an excellent appointment. For those that don't know, he was working for Birmingham City in the WSL for the last few years, and as assistant manager to a couple of the first team managers there. And then at the end of last season, when the manager was sacked, he was caretaker for the last few games of the season. So to get someone with that level of experience and expertise to come here, I mean, that's only going to help Joe and the players, and that's a huge asset for us.
Absolutely, yeah. And obviously this weekend, big game, as you just said, streamed on Billericay. I'll drop the link again in a second. But you've been seeing the ladies train this evening. How they're looking?
Really good, yeah, really sharp. We've been very impressed, actually, that especially for those that haven't trained for the best part of 4 months, they've come back remarkably sharp and much better than we were perhaps expecting. So that's been a real positive. They're just doing some 11v11 work at the moment, bit of set pieces. Paige Peak literally just whipped in a corner as I said that. So,
trademark.
Yeah, no, they're looking really good at the moment. See, it's not a massive full participant at training tonight. It is a lot of players that are going to be in that squad on Sunday doing a lot of game-based prep. So it's the 3rd session this week, looking good, and we're ready to go.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely. Ian, you buzzing for it?
Oh, yeah. Can't wait. I mean, shame that we couldn't be there.
It is, but obviously the streaming really does help. Got a couple of comments in the chat. We've got Mike Brown, the fan base is passionate because the players have passion for the shirt. Kieran, you've won over Callie because he says, Kieran, you're a great salesman. I'm signing up to the True Blue package.
Great.
So already we've won you a fan and some money, which is great. Colin says they're a very good team, deserve very good support. Hopefully they'll get it this Sunday. What are we thinking as we head into Sunday against Billericay? I'll start with the player amongst us. Emma, what are you thinking the girls are going to do this Sunday?
I just think everyone's just got this sort of unfinished business about them, and the vibe. They're just going to go for it, however it happens. I know that everyone will put 120%. So yeah, I can't wait.
And I imagine the collective, once they've had the taste of playing the Huddersfields, the Man Cities, the etc., they want that again, don't they, Emma? The collective want to get back to playing those sorts of teams.
Yeah, of course. I mean, last year the cup run was unbelievable, and I know that's exactly what everyone else is looking for. Especially, it's probably highlighted now that the league is now finished. Obviously, they would have had the same thought about the cup, but it's probably been exaggerated by 10.
Yeah, Ian, unfinished business as a fan, you know, that goes every week and watches every week and has really been behind them for the last couple of years. You know, you must be really eager for that. You know, you want to see that
absolutely
finish.
Yes. I mean, I can't remember the dates for the subsequent rounds of the
next Sunday. It's Sunday week.
Oh no, I don't mean the immediate. I know. Yeah, there's three on the bounce. But no, I'm looking at when the fans are going to be allowed back into the grounds.
I think
in May.
I think I got an email the other day to say it was going to be the 15th of May, which would be 2 days before the fans run out back in. So,
yeah, right.
Yeah, it's horrible in terms of timing with that. Definitely, we'd definitely love to have fans
we'll have
back.
to watch from afar, then, won't we?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Watch them win. You know.
Yeah. Well, you know, we don't want to jump too far ahead, but that'd be really great if we could. Test ourselves against Charlton.
Emma, as a player, you obviously want to get this excitement going, but equally you need, and the collective will be thinking the same. Obviously, that's not right now, they're training, but pump the brakes, because obviously it is one game at a time, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I think we've always had that mentality. Just take the next game. You can't get caught out looking too far in advance. I think that's where a few teams go wrong, potentially. But we know that you have to focus on Sunday, and then from whatever comes of that, that's when you then change your focus. But one game at a time, 100%.
Absolutely. Kieran, Sunday big game. What are you expecting from the group?
Yeah, we're up for it. We're always up for it. Billericay seem to have a little thing with us where they've kind of developed it into a little mini rivalry. It's become a thing over the last few years. They don't like us. I can't say that we're too fond of them either because of that. It's always a very feisty game, always very competitive. They're vastly more experienced than us in terms of they've got a lot of players over 30 that have played a lot of games at this level and the level above, and they always give it everything, and they're always tough. They're always tough games against Billericay. But when we played them in the league back in September, very cagey first half, and we went into half time 1-0 up, and second half we went up another couple of gears, and they struggled to deal with that. So I'm hoping it'll be the same again this weekend. Obviously the caveat is neither team has played for 4 months, so it will be interesting as two teams try and find their feet, but we're confident, we're ready to go, and hopefully we can progress into the third round.
And there will be people watching this and listening back to this that maybe haven't given women's football a chance in the past. So, Kieran, here's your chance to really tell them why Sunday, when it comes to kick-off, they should put on Billericay YouTube channel and really give it a go. Well,
there always will seem to be a stigma surrounding women's football. A lot of people will criticise the level of it, whether it's up to the required standard, this, that, and the other. But what I will say is, if you are a true football fan, then you have a love of the game, then it shouldn't matter who is playing. Really, at the end of the day, we carry the badge. It means everything to us to carry that badge, to wear that shirt, to represent this football club. And you know, we're proud to be Ipswich Town. We're proud to be a branch of the club. And you know, every time we go out there, it's a massive honour for us. So, yeah, I mean, I would just say, you know, if you love the game, if you're a true football fan, if you're a true Ipswich fan, and you really want to support every aspect of the club, then this is a good place to come, because we've got a very, very talented team here that are going to do a lot of amazing things, and this is just scratching the surface of where we're going.
Love it, Kieran. Love it. And how are the club towards you guys? A lot of questions in the chat about one day playing a game at Portman Road. I guess that's a dream of yours and Joe's and the collective team. But what are the club like to you?
Yeah,
guys?
they've been great in the last couple of years in particular. Since we've been sort of adopted more under the umbrella of the club, and obviously with the rebrand to Ipswich Town FC Women, and they've been brilliant. The managers have been brilliant here to us. The coaching staff, the academy staff, everyone. We are inclusive. We're treated as that, and it's been great. They've been really, really supportive. With regards to Portman Road, I'd just say watch this space.
Love it. And score right now. Score predictions. Kieran, you first. Score prediction for this week. Come on.
That's a tough one. I think we will win. I just think we said
that.
about.
Come on.
3-1.
3-1. Love it. Crunch.
Before I'm giving a prediction, I've got so Kieran, obviously you see I think it was last week with the new TV deal for Sky and BBC, broadcasting rights for 3 years, 8 million per year, so 75% to the WSL and 25% for the Championship. And I know when you look at the men's game, that's a drop in the ocean, but that's really good news, isn't it, for women's football? It's getting that exposure out there.
Yeah, I mean, we're a little bit away from that at the moment, so that probably isn't going to drip feed down to us. But, by the time that deal is up in 3 years' time, we could be knocking on the door of the WSL and get a huge slice of that. So it's certainly some incentive. The TV deal is massive for the growth of the women's game. It's growing on leaps and bounds. Ever since the Women's World Cup in 2019, I feel like it's just rocketed. So
look at Man U. Man U played at Old Trafford, didn't they? The first time.
Yeah, I mean, it's massively positive, and I don't know if anyone follows me on Twitter that's watching this, but I put the other day, we're not a million miles away from our first televised game, if you really think about it. So, lots of exciting things ahead.
Love that. Crunch, you got a score for me?
I'll go 4-0. Tash will get a couple of goals to go over 100.
Well, yeah, she needs to get over 100. She's stuck on 99, isn't she? She wanted to get that 100 as soon as possible.
Emma.
Tough one. I think I'm just going to go 1-0, get the job done.
Love it. Yes. Yeah, just get the job done. Get through to the next round. A win's a win, correct. Ian.
Well, I don't really care what the result is, so long as it goes the right way. But I'm going to go for 3-1.
Love it. We've got Brian with 2-0. Nicky with 7-0 Town. David.
That's a bit optimistic, Nicky.
That would be a great way to return.
David says the biggest fan in women's football. Colin says 4-0 to the mighty ITFC ladies. Absolutely. I'm going to go for a win, of course. I'm going to say 3-0. Clean sheet. 3 goals.
That'd be good.
Natasha will get 1. Get her onto those triple figures. That'll be a good afternoon. But whatever happens, it's live on Billericay's YouTube channel. The link is in the chat again. Our podcast is finishing earlier, so it's starting earlier on Sunday. So we're done before the game, or we'll aim to be. But Kieran, Ian, Emma, thank you all ever so much. Crunchers, anything else before we need to address before we start?
No, I just want to say thanks for the guys. I know I'm a bit of a pain. I'm messaging you, trying to get people on, but I really appreciate you giving up your time tonight to come on. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us on.
No, thank you all. And hopefully speak again soon when Ipswich Town ladies are in the next round of the FA Cup.
That's right.
We'll see you soon. Thanks all for watching. Don't forget, you can catch us on tomorrow, good grief, tomorrow, for the Ipswich Town men's match day ticket, 2:30, Bristol Rovers. Tomorrow, I must remember that. I won't be there myself. But we'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you again.
Cheers.
Hi guys, Martin here. A huge thank you to every single one of our monthly supporters. Without your support, we can't do what we do on a weekly basis. Not yet a supporter? Why not? Please consider supporting us monthly. Anything you give from £1 upwards, anything at all, is greatly appreciated and helps grow the platform. We've come so far in a year, let's go even further in the next. Thank you. However, if your monthly budget is a bit like mine, a bit sporadic, and you're not quite sure where you are, then please consider giving us on a one-off donation basis. We do, of course, accept those and really cherish every single one of those as well. The link for monthly and a one-off is exactly the same. It's all on Ko-Fi. Head there. And thank you so much. One more thing before you do go. As you can see on this beautiful screen with nobody here, we have a few advertise here spaces. So if you are a part of a company looking to reach a wider audience, or in charge of your own company, self-employed, I think they call that, and you'd like to reach a bigger audience and grow your business as we hopefully come out of this lockdown, hopefully progress into a new future, a brighter future, then please do leave a comment or find me on Twitter or Facebook, or of course email me. Email is in the description, or it is homedressing89@gmail.com. Let's together go forward. Right, now to the video.